Good evening, I'm Adrienne Arsenault.
And I'm Andrew Chang. Tonight, CBC News has learned Canada will greenlight the use of the AstraZeneca vaccine in seniors.
I'm confused. I'm really confused, and I'm really angry.
Tonight, what it means for your shot, where it leaves those under 65 who have signed up to get it, and what to make of the more than a dozen countries that have suspended some doses of AstraZeneca over blood clot concerns.
The best vaccine for you to take is the very first one that is offered to you.
We'll decode all the developments.
A unique plan in BC. We take you to Prince Rupert, soon to be an entire city vaccinated.
Also tonight, new faces in the Oscar race.
I can't lie, a part of me is excited.
Now, can Hollywood's big night win back viewers?
And what a big money telco takeover means for Canada's already sky-high cell phone bills.
Concentrating that much media power into the hands of one big company is not a good idea.
This is The National.
In Canada's race to vaccinate, the virus is still winning. Variants of concern are snowballing, so this is not a great time for confusion around a leading vaccine. But that is where we are with AstraZeneca.
And tonight, new fears and new facts about this vaccine as it faces new scrutiny. Several countries are putting AstraZeneca shots on hold after reports of serious health issues, but not Canada. In fact, Ottawa is reversing guidance from a few weeks ago, giving AstraZeneca the green light for use on seniors. This is medical science moving in real time. So tonight, we're going to follow it and cut through the contradictions.
We begin with what CBC News has learned tonight. NACI, the federal body that advises on vaccines, made waves when it recommended against giving AstraZeneca to seniors. But we've obtained documents showing NACI is changing its position. And Christine Birak explains that could cause new problems.
We were told the recommendation excluding people over 65 from getting the AstraZeneca shot could change. Now documents obtained by CBC News appear to show that change is happening as early as tomorrow. The update from the National Advisory Committee on Immunization, or NACI, states the group has expanded its recommendation for the use of the AstraZeneca vaccine to people over the age of 18, based on 3 recent real-world effectiveness studies in people over 65. Experts say other countries, including France and Germany, arrived at the same decision weeks ago.
It wasn't the fact that it was ineffective, it was the fact that there just wasn't data that there is now.
But the recommendation also states that mRNA vaccines such as Pfizer and Moderna will still be prioritized for older age groups, a distinction that bothers some experts.
Do you really want to necessarily start creating lines in the sand to say, this vaccine for this type of person, this vaccine for this type of person? We still have a public health emergency and we still need people vaccinated, right?
Most provinces have already enacted plans to hand out AstraZeneca shots to those aged 60 to 64, including Ontario. So now what?
I don't think it would be right for Ontario now to cancel all those people's appointments.
But experts insist seniors are being let down yet again. The most recent data shows only 30% of adults aged 80 and older have received at least 1 dose of a COVID-19 vaccine in Canada.
Right now, our retirement home residents in Ontario are still not fully vaccinated, and yet we've had vaccine available since December 14th.
At 68, Marcia Nichols hasn't been offered any vaccine, and now she's not sure about AstraZeneca.
I'm confused. I'm really confused, and I'm really angry. It makes me angry.
The documents obtained by CBC News are marked final and dated for March 16th, but they may be subject to change. Still, experts insist the next real challenge will be convincing seniors to get the AstraZeneca shot. Christine Birak, CBC News, Toronto.
Now, AstraZeneca has been given to millions of people without serious incident, but there are new concerns about its safety. Alison Northcott shows us why more than a dozen countries are taking a step back from the vaccine and why so far others, including Canada, are forging ahead.
Quebec is the only province that hasn't waited for NACI to change its recommendation. It's already giving the AstraZeneca vaccine to people over 65, but there's some anxiety.
I'm worried. If I had had the chance to choose, I would have wanted to have the Pfizer one.
My husband refused it, she says, because he doesn't trust it. In one area of Montreal, the health authority says about 12% of people offered AstraZeneca yesterday wouldn't take it. It comes as a growing number of countries have temporarily suspended its use as a precaution after reports some people developed blood clots. But the World Health Organization cautions against panic.
This does not necessarily mean these events are linked to vaccination, but it's routine practice to investigate them.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau tried to reassure Canadians, saying the vaccine is safe and approved by Health Canada and experts, and that the doses here come from a different batch than those being investigated.
The best vaccine for you to take is the very first one that is offered to you.
The European drug regulator is investigating, but says the number of blood clots in vaccinated people does not seem higher than in the general population. A message people need to hear, says Dr. Christopher Labos.
I think a lot of people will look at that data, look at those numbers and be like, oh, okay, I understand now. I see why I don't have to be scared. Let me go get vaccinated.
As AstraZeneca doses roll out across the country, provincial officials also tried to ease concern.
In my opinion, this is a safe vaccine, and I'm going to be receiving this vaccine.
For some, getting the shot, along with some worry, there's a desire to be protected.
I didn't want to not get it done, and now I got sick and then kicking myself, right?
Europe's drug regulator will meet Thursday to decide if further action is needed. Alison Northcott, CBC News, Montreal.
Okay, now one last word on this. We go to Dr. Susie Hoda, an infectious diseases specialist. And Dr. Hoda, you've been following all the twists and turns of this vaccine. Tell me, what is your bottom line here?
Well, you know, I think AstraZeneca is a safe vaccine to be giving to people, given the data that we have so far. It's been given to tens of millions of people so far. And certainly there's a signal around thromboembolic disease, and it's being investigated as it should be. But the numbers that we've seen so far, 37 cases out of 17 million vaccinated, that's lower than we'd expect in the general population. So I don't see anything concerning at this moment.
Right. So your bottom line, if I'm understanding you correctly, it is a safe vaccine. But there are still going to be people who think, why take the risk? I've waited this long, might as well wait for something like Pfizer or Moderna, where there's less debate over the safety and the efficacy of it. What would you say to those folks?
Well, nobody's going to force a person to take, AstraZeneca or any vaccine for that matter. But, in making your decision, I'd urge people to consider what are the costs of waiting. And, we truly are in a race against these variants of concern, which are taking off in some parts of the country and already leading to a third wave. And our best bet of fighting that is to actually get as many people vaccinated as quickly as possible while sticking to strict public health measures. So, this is what we're up against.
Okay. Dr. Hoda, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
The vaccine rollout continues across this country. In Manitoba, vaccine appointments are now open to anyone 77 and older, and First Nations people 57 and older. British Columbia's 80 to 84-year-olds can sign up for their shot this week, 1 week earlier than planned. And a mass clinic opened its doors in Iqaluit this morning, offering a vaccine to anyone over the age of 18. In Ontario, the provincial vaccine booking system went live this morning. That's a major step, but a fraught one, too. As Magda Gebrselassie shows us, it was not long before the problems emerged.
So now I wait.
Eyes locked on several screens, Ray Lai is helping seniors get a spot for a shot. But as Ontario's COVID-19 vaccination appointment site went live, problems popped up.
I booked my first senior very quickly, quite seamlessly, but then every other senior after that, there was a plethora of error messages.
Messages like this one told users their form had been tampered with. Adelia Drack, booking for her grandparents, then reached out to the call center. She says she was on hold for hours, only to be hung up on.
The phone call doesn't work, the online doesn't work, what will work?
Appearing to be unaware of the problems, at first, Premier Ford blamed the users.
45,000 people were able to figure it out.
Then he changed his tune.
We'll get those issues taken care of.
By mid-afternoon, the province said the glitches were gone, and more than 90,000 appointments had been booked in just hours. Still, the road ahead is long. Just over 6% of Ontario's population has received at least one dose. And now the head of the task force, retired General Rick Hillier, is on his way out. His contract ends this month. The Premier couldn't convince him to stay.
As he said, Doug, I did the job I came for, and we got everything set up.
But not everyone agrees that the vaccination rollout was a job well done.
I think it was a little lackluster. I think it was slow.
Speeding it up is crucial, says this ER doctor.
Until we get a handle on this, this is a constant threat.
Today, as the Ontario Hospital Association said the third wave is here, this from the Chief Medical Officer of Health. We are in a race against time. Magda Gebrselassie, CBC News, Toronto.
A homicide investigation is underway at an Alberta high school after a violent attack in a classroom left a 17-year-old girl dead this morning.
It was just pretty chaotic. There was a lot of cops yelling in the hallway. There was a lot of running and screaming.
The incident, described by both the mayor and the school division as a stabbing, put a high school in Leduc into lockdown. A 19-year-old man is now in custody. The RCMP isn't saying much, but does say the two knew each other. Well, two of Canada's largest telecom companies have struck a deal to become one. Rogers Communications is planning to buy Shaw Communications if Canadian regulators approve. Now, the deal is valued at $26 billion and would create the second biggest cell operator in the country. As part of the plan, Rogers says it would invest $2.5 billion in 5G networks across Western Canada and create a $1 billion fund to give rural, remote, and Indigenous communities high-speed internet. But there are a lot of questions tonight about just what that deal could mean for consumers' bottom lines, with less competition in an already pricey market. Carolyn Dunn takes a look.
If Rogers is successful in its bid to take over Shaw, it would be a powerhouse.
So I think we'll look back at this in 10 years' time and say, what a game changer that was for the combined organizations, and we'll look what it meant to Canada.
The deal's promise of a 5G network and high-speed internet access in rural and Indigenous communities in Western Canada got some early raves in Calgary.
I guess excited for there to be coverage from coast to coast.
You need to really allocate a significant amount of money to providing the service that they need in communities that desperately need it.
But Rogers still has to jump through a bunch of regulatory hoops from the Competition Bureau, the CRTC, not to mention a skeptical public.
Concentrating that much media power into the hands of one big company is not a good idea. I think having more choices and more options for people is more important.
Canadians already pay.
Today, we are taking a stand.
They came out swinging, flanked by a lawyer, angry.
The government hid behind a children's charity by letting it take the fall for their political decisions. And the opposition allowed them.
The Kielburgers say they are suffering.
My youngest isn't even 1 year old, and he's already received death threats.
Making sure that the interests of Canadians are put first when it comes to affordability and competition in the sector.
Another factor will be jobs. Rogers says it would keep a regional head office in Calgary, promising 3,000 new net jobs in Western Canada. Rogers is confident it will get regulatory approval for the buyout in 9 to 12 months. Carolyn Dunn, CBC News, Calgary.
Okay, clearly some technical problems there. You saw two parts of two different stories. So let's start again here, because there were angry exchanges and accusations today as the founders of We Charity testified at a parliamentary committee. It is examining the now canceled contract to run a student grant program. As Catherine Cullen explains, the Kielburgers say the ensuing political scandal has destroyed their reputation.
Today, we are taking a stand.
They came out swinging, flanked by a lawyer, angry.
The government hid behind a children's charity by letting it take the fall for their political decisions. And the opposition allowed them.
The Kielburgers say they are suffering.
My youngest isn't even 1 year old, and he's already received death threats directed to him.
So today, we're launching the new Canada Student Service Grant.
It stems from this. We was put in charge of a $500 million government program. Then it came to light the Prime Minister's wife, mother, and brother had received hundreds of thousands in speaking fees and expenses paid by the charity.
But there was no conflict of interest here.
The Prime Minister is still facing an ethics commissioner's investigation on that front. Though the contract was cancelled, the questions stirred up about We continue. Like the father who says he raised money to have We name a school after his late son, only to have the plaque replaced with the name of another donor.
But why would a plaque ever be taken down, I guess, is the part I've tried to think it through, but I just can't really figure out the answer to that one.
I agree with you. It should never have happened.
So again, are you telling me that this only happened twice?
We have done our best, and we're grateful because the money got to the kids as it is supposed to.
It's even led to calls for the police to get involved.
You don't know if you're under investigation?
Sir, the RCMP have not contacted us on the matter that you wrote to them about.
The Kielburgers say they are winding down WE's Canadian operations. They've partially blamed the pandemic before, but not lately, like in this interview with the Fifth Estate.
We felt that we were political roadkill.
Insisting again today they were taken down purely by politics. Catherine Cullen, CBC News, Ottawa.
Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou was back in a BC court to start 3 weeks' worth of arguments in her extradition case. Meng's legal team looked to introduce new evidence today that they say would undermine the United States' fraud charges against her. Just a few days ago, Chinese state media reported that Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor will soon receive their first trial overseas. The pair was detained in 2018, shortly after Meng's arrest in Vancouver. Okay, let's turn now to a developing story that we brought you last night. A 4-year-old Canadian girl rescued from an ISIS detention camp has arrived in Canada to live with her extended family. And now, as Ashley Burke tells us, there is pressure on the government to help other children like her.
This is not a refugee camp, it's a detention camp in northeastern Syria. And it took a former U.S. diplomat years to get this 4-year-old Canadian girl out because Canada didn't.
And you would not allow a child to go to prison with its mother in Canada or the United States. So, why should this be the case in northeast Syria?
He's on his way back from Syria, where he watched a child say goodbye to her mother indefinitely for a chance at a better life with Canadian relatives.
She had certainly moments of missing her mother and wanting to know where she was, and then she would tell herself that the mother is going to follow soon.
But there's no sign Canada will allow her mother to follow at all. The Prime Minister cleared today her family made this rescue happen.
The federal government facilitated the travel documents, but this was something that was done by the family involved.
The government has maintained it won't put consular officials in danger to repatriate those accused of ties to ISIS.
There are a number of 2 cases that we're aware of where children have been particularly at risk, and steps have been taken to secure their safety.
Human Rights Watch calls 2 cases a failure. It says roughly 24 Canadian children remain in danger in the camps.
The remaining Canadians have been left abandoned in a war zone. It's been a piecemeal, case-by-case approach where the family members here in Canada have to do all of the heavy lifting.
The Canadian government is now losing control over this situation. And I suspect that we'll see increased efforts for individuals to find their own means out of these camps.
West says that would mean Canadians with ties to ISIS potentially on the loose. She says that Canada, as a partner in the fight against ISIS, has a responsibility to repatriate its citizens and hold them accountable. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
There was more outrage in Britain today over the kidnapping and murder of 33-year-old Sarah Everard.
This is bigger than Sarah. So this will be her legacy. The fact that, everybody's talking about it. There's so many women that this has happened to.
A memorial set up in South London is still growing with bouquets and tribute messages as women continue to gather and share their stories of violence and harassment. The Home Secretary has promised an investigation into police actions this past weekend when officers broke up a peaceful vigil on Saturday.
We are marching for justice, and we won't stop marching until we have justice.
And in cities across Australia, tens of thousands of women rallied to demand gender equality and justice for victims of sexual violence. The protests follow a recent wave of allegations involving high levels of the Australian government. A new pronouncement reaffirming the Catholic Church's opposition to same-sex unions has left many Catholics stung. As Briar Stewart shows us, the declaration dashes hope that Pope Francis would bring change to the Vatican.
Come out and do some work here.
Kevin Simpson and his husband have been married for nearly 15 years. Their union was blessed by the Anglican Church because it couldn't be by a Catholic one. And a new statement from the Vatican confirms that doctrine isn't changing anytime soon.
Well, initially I had some anger about it, and then that sort of morphed into just the usual disappointment in these kinds of pronouncements that come from the Vatican.
Part of the new edict read that while the Christian community and its pastors are called to welcome with respect and sensitivity persons with homosexual inclinations, they cannot bless same-sex unions because the Church cannot bless sin. Pope Francis has been billed as a more progressive pope. This LGBTQ publication even named him the Person of the Year after he declared, "Who am I to judge?" when asked about gay people back in 2013. Many had hoped those few words were a big sign of change.
It is disappointing, but it's not surprising because I think attitude is one thing and doctrine is another.
While polls have shown that support for same-sex marriage has grown, the Vatican isn't budging, and parishioners at this church are divided.
You want to follow the church, you must obey that. It's just what it is. It's the teaching. It's a teaching.
I don't think we have our right to say this is right, this is wrong.
The church just refuses to embrace
As for Simpson, he's no longer part of a Catholic parish.
And I'm not going to subject myself to the abuse of having those kinds of statements read from the pulpit to me.
Instead, he's part of a group pushing for change within the Catholic Church. Briar Stewart, CBC News, Vancouver.
Well, 100 days into their protest, farmers in India are determined to keep their movement going.
It's a close tussle, so it's a question of who blinks.
Up next, digging in their heels. CBC News is on the ground in India.
Plus, combating vaccine hesitancy one conversation at a time.
If people know you, if people trust you, they listen you.
How that message is resonating in communities.
And later, the Oscar nominations celebrate representation. But is it enough for viewers to tune in?
A friend referred to this as Academy Awards Endgame.
We're back in 2 minutes. Grieving families buried their loved ones in Myanmar today, following the country's deadliest day of protests since the military coup. Dozens were killed over the weekend. Myanmar's ruling junta has declared martial law across several districts. The UN says at least 138 protesters have been killed since February 1st. Well, for months, India has been rocked by massive protests. Outraged farmers have been on the streets opposing new agricultural laws they say would ruin them. The CBC's Salima Shivji is near the Delhi border and takes us inside a village set up by protesters digging in their heels.
The barriers set up to stop people from reaching the protest are of little use. They get there anyway, crowding into the dozen-kilometer stretch, just one of 3 massive protest sites surrounding India's capital. Tens of thousands of farmers have been camped out for nearly 4 months now, and a village has grown around them. Hundreds of community kitchens regularly doling out free meals. Surinder Singh from a small farm in Punjab says it may not have all the comforts of home, but he's staying put as long as it takes. To force the Modi government to back down and repeal 3 laws that will drastically change India's farming world. The days are long with little to do, but there's a shared purpose. There's not much concern about COVID here. But this farmer says you have all the services you need. Hospital beds with doctors a call away and a fully stocked pharmacy. Ask if the number of protesters is dwindling, and you get a forceful no, even as the loss is clear. He sits in front of a shrine to the dozens of farmers who have died of illness, accident, or suicide since the protest began. Prem's husband was one of them, her pain still so raw. It's so trying, she says, with demands of family back home too. But union leaders insist there's no backing down.
Our fight is going on. We have no other alternative except to fight.
They say the new laws will strip them of their livelihoods and let corporations control crop prices. The government has made some amendments, but it insists the laws are a must to modernize an ailing sector and that farmers will benefit.
Everybody agrees that you need reforms.
Some experts say the system as it stands is not sustainable, but there's little goodwill on either side.
It's a close tussle. Neither side is willing to give, to blink. So it's a question of who blinks.
A showdown that could be affected by several state elections thousands of kilometers away, far from the eye of the storm. But if the ruling party doesn't do well, it could be a sign of how much the sustained protests are hurting the Modi government. Salima Shivji, CBC News, near the Delhi border.
When we come back, meeting vaccine hesitancy with a boost of confidence.
When we heard about the vaccine, I said, I am getting it. And everybody said, well, I'm getting it too.
What community leaders want their residents to know.
And later, vaccinating all adults by April 1st. What's happening in one BC city?
Welcome back. Canada's vaccine rollout is picking up steam, but there are still bumps along the road, including hesitancy around the vaccine, even in areas hit hard by COVID-19. In many of those places, it is community leaders trying to tackle those issues head on. And as Joanna Remiliotis shows us, they are trying to break down barriers, earn people's trust, often one conversation at a time.
I'm Sami from Davenport Community Center. I would like to give you a flyer.
It's not always easy.
Hello.
People don't always stop to listen.
Groceries, access to resources.
But they keep trying.
I don't want to take any paper.
Okay. No problem. At least he listened to what I had to say. That's a good thing.
Sammy Mensah and Romeo Osas Joshua are youth workers with the Davenport Perth Neighbourhood and Community Health Centre in Toronto's West End.
So just contact Davenport if you need any of this. Nowadays, everybody's getting information from the phone, but some people are old school. Some people need flyers. Some people need interaction.
I'd like to give you this flyer.
They've been enlisted to spread the word about COVID supports in the area and to hopefully start a critical conversation.
Once they give us a call, that usually tells us that they're interested, they need our help, we have their attention. So that's when we'll take a few minutes and talk about vaccines and, see, how far we can get with that topic.
Sammy is only 20 years old, but he already has clout in the community.
COVID has affected all of us, everybody of all different ages and backgrounds. Us letting them know that even though we may be young and strong, we still feel the need to add that extra layer of protection by getting the vaccination.
Protection is sorely needed here. COVID has hit some pockets hard. Racialized areas where there are many essential workers who often live with several family members in close quarters. But while people here are among the most vulnerable, they are among the more hesitant too.
We're definitely a community that has a higher risk of contracting COVID-19, as well as why we really do need to let them know that the vaccines are important.
Tamara Largy is in charge of the COVID response team at the center. She's been hearing the same concerns from the start.
Use us as a guinea pig to do these things first, and then they see what happens to us, and then people who are more well off, they will get it after. Let's see how the poor people or how the people who are suffering challenges do first, right? So that's always been one of the remarks that we get a lot. So that's where we see a lot of hesitancy as well.
With the help of Sammy and his peers, the center offers supports like pop-up COVID testing in the community. It's part of a localized response to COVID that is shifting to vaccine readiness as well. Because leaders here know the best shot of breaking down hesitancy comes from within.
There's a lot of memes and things going around about why you shouldn't get the vaccine. And as well, young people, they say, well, I'm untouchable. It's an old people thing. I don't need the vaccine. So really getting out there and letting the community aware that vaccines are coming. They're starting to pick up, which is great. Let's be ready to get them. So let's work as a team, right?
Protecting the most vulnerable. It takes a village. At this seniors' residence in Toronto's East End, a vaccine education campaign began weeks ago. Not for the residents, but for the caregivers. Unlike other facilities, the majority of staff here agreed to get their shots when their turn came, including personal support worker Flora Santos. She says it's because she knew enough to feel safe.
Our administrator, they're always giving us the update, what is going on about the vaccine and everything. So everything is so clear to us that it's safe to have the vaccine.
Was it an easy decision?
Yes. Yeah, right away when we heard about the vaccine, I said, I am getting it. And everybody said, well, I'm getting it too.
The awareness campaign here was supported by local doctors like Dr. Tia Pham from the Toronto East Health Network.
So you've noticed that in places where there is a lot of education, awareness, fact-based information, the uptake is higher.
Absolutely. And, at the same time, also a sense of caring, right? You're supported throughout your organization as well. You can have these conversations.
What is the reluctance on frontline workers like PSWs? Like, why would they be reluctant if they've seen the impact of COVID up close?
I think some of it is just it's different populations, right? So we have a diversity in populations. And so much of it, I think, there also lies in convincing them that this vaccine has been studied not just in the average population, but really across different communities of a diverse range to build that vaccine confidence, and then really having community leaders step forward, speak up, get the vaccine and lead the way.
These communities have been leading the way from the start. They made and recently won the case for priority vaccination. In the next few weeks, vaccines will roll out in neighborhoods with high rates of COVID transmission. With the support of health partners, it's the people who live here who are managing the concerns around them. In Flemington Park, a transit bus, transformed into a mobile COVID testing site, parks in front of buildings where COVID rates are high. And there's already talk of using buses as mobile vaccine sites. The convenience is a huge draw. And from testing to vaccines, the approach is the same. Meet people where they are. Shabna Miraj and her daughter Hafsa Fatmi live in this nearby building. At least once a week, they share flyers with the latest news on COVID resources in the area. Flyers about vaccines are coming soon. The message and the messengers are all close to home.
If people know you, if people trust you, they listen you. You are here to help them. So then they do. Like, when you talk to them, they feel some connection to build the trust.
Building trust, it comes one creative step at a time. Hafsa is also working with a college student to develop a podcast featuring nearby community leaders like Ahmed Hussein.
What we are really doing is community outreach.
Ahmed runs the neighborhood organization in Thorncliffe Park. Today, they're interviewing him at the center's future space.
Do you think there's going to be any challenges when it comes to advocating for the vaccine?
This is huge. It has never been done. There will be challenges, but we are prepared to address those challenges with our...
The community has hosted several virtual town halls. The podcast is one other source of information, tailored to the diversity of residents here.
A lot of people had a concern of it being halal or not, so they were like, what's the ingredient list, like what's exactly going inside my body? So we're just hoping that this podcast would help people and educate people and actually want them to actually get the vaccine, because so many people are unsure of it.
Ahmed is hoping this space is a strategic one too. He's been advocating to use it as a mass vaccination site and just got word it will open as one later this month. The hope is residents can walk over and be the first in line.
How do you think this space will help with the vaccine hesitancy?
It's in our backyard, so we don't have to travel to go to get our shots. Just come down from their building in 200, 300 meters, they are here. When they go back to their buildings and they are okay, nothing happened to them, they're safe and sound, I think that will give incentive people who are worried about health impact of the vaccine.
So questions about specific vaccine, what is it?
The show rather than tell approach is already in the works. Tabassum Mohammadi is a community ambassador. On this day, she's facilitating a call between a public health expert and residents who have questions about vaccines.
Okay, Jamal, do you have a question you wanted to ask?
So I have a question about if someone already has COVID.
Tabassum hasn't gotten her shot yet, but several other outreach workers like her already have.
They will play as a role model for the rest of the community. So the people who are hesitant will definitely feel more safe when they see other people getting vaccinated.
Great question, Jamal. Thank you so much. So
the growing awareness seems to be helping.
I've noticed the questions are much more detailed, like what choice do I have for a vaccine? Will I get COVID in between doses? So there seems to be a softening.
There is, yes, there is. Because initially when the vaccine came up, people got scared watching the social media, and once they are hearing more about vaccine, they want to come back to their normal life. Thanks for joining.
Bye, everyone.
This is all about looking forward. Back in the West End, Sammy and Romeo are still at it. Still hoping with the right information, people here will trust those closest to them to help get their lives back. Joanna Rumiliotis, CBC News, Toronto.
Well, after the break, a first for BC.
It's going to change life totally. No more hiding in my house.
We visit the province's first vaccination clinic where adults of all ages can now get their shot.
And later, a country apart, this mother and son shared a moment together they will never forget.
But first, today marks 1 year since most of our teams started working from home. The National, like all of you, has had to adapt. So 12 months in, we wanted to pull back the curtain a little bit and give you a little glimpse at how we've been bringing you the news during the pandemic.
Well, it's time to go to work. Hello, National viewers.
Let's peel back the curtain.
Working from home looks just like this.
Welcome to my jungle.
Welcome to my virtual edit suite.
This has been my home office for about a year.
This is what going to work looks like now.
So I've got my little setup here.
I got relegated to the kitchen, which is also our greenhouse.
I'm hiding from a small toddler somewhere in my house.
Where I do my ironing, we fold our clothes.
Instead of going that way, I get to go that way.
It's really a little bit desolate these days.
The control room is practically empty.
Normally work by myself quite a bit in this little room, but even this is a little bit excessive.
This is our studio, come on in.
We are able to maintain physical distance from each other.
There is nobody even close to me. My desk, which is also a makeshift makeup table.
Today, I actually get to go into the building for a second.
This is field operations. This is where we pick up gear. Everybody can see our sound booth.
I have a microphone, I have my phone. This is how I turn my desk into a studio.
I spend about 12 hours a day on a video chat.
This is mission control for many of the Doctor Talk segments.
We are pre-taping at issue.
I'm going to send that to my editor.
This is my home, away from home.
The only companion really here has been her. My little helper here, Belle, wants in on the action.
We've broken a lot of news like this.
This is how we work from home.
We make TV here.
This is your office.
You can hear them talking now, so I gotta go. That's the National, from my home to yours.
Welcome back. As provinces roll out their vaccine plans and mass immunization clinics, there is a city in British Columbia where it's all happening at lightning speed. On the northwest edge of the province is Prince Rupert, population about 12,000, and every adult there is being offered a shot now. Greg Rasmussen explains why.
It's a big day for those living in the remote coastal city of Prince Rupert.
It's going to change life totally. No more hiding in my house.
Up to 1,300 people a day will be coming here to get their shots.
Walk into the Civic Center today for your immunization.
The goal, to have all adult residents vaccinated by April 1st.
I heard you were skiing up to age 87. Oh gosh, yeah.
One of the first to get the jab was 96-year-old Charlotte Rice.
First, hey, pays to be old.
The move to vaccinate the entire city came after a recent spike in cases. In February, 1.6% of Prince Rupert's population tested positive for COVID-19. That's higher than other northern communities and more than 3 times the rate in Vancouver. This local care home was hit particularly hard. 33 residents tested positive and 14 died.
Hope and pray that everything is going to go smoothly.
Chief Alex Campbell says immunizing the entire population will make it easier to live and work in the local community.
We do have territories that we have to look after.
Making the shot available to all residents in just one city provoked vaccine envy in other communities, but officials say it made sense.
We're all done.
Given the high rates of infection.
Frankly, the insinuation that we're somehow jumping the queue ignores all the unique circumstances and the high-risk situation that we're in a rural and remote community.
In much of the rest of the province, clinics continue to prioritize the elderly. But the BC government has announced dozens of other small communities in addition to Prince Rupert will be immunized en masse rather than by age.
And I'm so glad it's here because it might help Rupert to get back to what it should be. Bit of a sore arm tomorrow.
A brighter future many Canadians are hoping to see soon. Greg Rasmussen, CBC News, Vancouver.
Up next, how can award shows get viewers to tune in?
I think we're a bit more savvy these days, and I think that award shows are really facing a decline in the belief in them.
Today, the Oscars nominated a record number of women and actors of color, but that is coming just as the shows are on the decline.
They don't care nothing about me. All they want is my voice.
Viola Davis has made Oscar history. Her 4th career nomination today makes her the most nominated Black actress ever. The Academy has broken other records too. 9 actors of color are nominated, and 76 nominations went to women. So that is a long way from the notorious hashtag Oscars so white. But as Eli Glasner tells us, just as the Academy is moving forward on representation, some are questioning the current relevance of award shows altogether.
It's a moment that each of these nominees will never forget.
This morning's Oscar nominations were memorable and historic, with the most diverse nominations ever, including Stephen Yeun, the first Asian American Best Actor nominee, Riz Ahmed, a Muslim Best Actor nominee, and Chloe Zhao, the first woman of color in the running for Best Director.
I can't lie, a part of me is excited. I feel like that is like the organic nature and impulse behind any kind of representation.
While this film critic is pleased, she says there's more work to be done if award shows want to stay relevant and popular.
I think we're a bit more savvy these days, and I think that the award shows are really facing a decline in the belief in them.
After a peak in the early 2010s, ratings for the Emmys, Oscars, Grammys, and the Golden Globes have been dropping steadily.
Let us explain what this even is.
Take last month's Golden Globes, where more people tuned in to watch the new Equalizer than the star-studded show.
Oh, that was awesome. Tonight is going to be the biggest outdoor event this year besides the storming of the Capitol.
And just like the Golden Globes, last night's Grammys saw ratings plummet over 60%.
A friend referred to this as Academy Awards Endgame here. We're going to see if anyone at all watches this, and once the world tunes this out, there's no guarantee they're coming back.
Star Wars fans, I can't hear you!
This Canadian entertainment reporter says what's missing are major mainstream contenders like A Star is Born.
And when you have those big blockbuster movies that have hit the theaters, that are critically acclaimed but also very popular in terms of box office, and people get behind those movies, and this is why we saw a bump 2 years ago in the Oscar ratings.
That's the real magic of the movies.
This year, producers are promising the nominees will be there in person, hoping better representation translates into a rise in ratings. Eli Glasner, CBC News, Toronto.
Well, when we come back, a total coincidence and a memory that will last a lifetime. The mother and son who got simultaneous vaccinations on opposite sides of the country. That's next. Well, and what is a very strange, very unplanned coincidence, 60-year-old Graham Nope of Toronto ended up with a vaccination appointment this morning at 12:50 Eastern. His 89-year-old mother in Victoria was booked in for 9:50 Pacific for that vaccine appointment. Their shared moment is ours.
It's unbelievable. I phoned my mother on Saturday and we were chatting about a variety of things, and she said, "I've got great news. I'm getting my vaccine on Monday." And I said, "Mom, so am I. That's fantastic. What time are you getting it?" She said 9:50 in the morning, and she's on Pacific time. And I said, "My appointment is 12:50. We're getting our shots at the exact same time."
Hello.
Hi, Mom. It's me. How are you?
I am fine. How are you doing?
I'm great. Did you get your vaccine?
I did, and everything went so smoothly. It wasn't too crowded, and everybody was so nice. Yeah, it was great.
That's fantastic.
How about you? Did you get
Yep.
yours?
Yep. Same time. We both got it at the same time. Mine was the same. Super friendly people, really helpful. All went really well. Didn't even feel it.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Absolutely.
So we checked in. They both feel fine. Marianne, again, was waxing poetic about how smooth all the organization is. Kind of lucky for them.
Right. And well, the best part is they get to plan ahead now to their next big moment, which would be the moment that they finally get to see each other. They're thinking ahead. They know it's coming sooner rather than later, perhaps. That's The National for this March 15th. Have a great night.
Good night.